I I've just been with my Patreon community talking about how we abandon ourselves, and we all do it to some point, but some of us don't even know that we do it, and some of us are aware. And with them, I went through and discussed the different ways we do it in our personal lives, in our relationships, in our business relationships, and then in our creative practice. So here I thought I would just expand and chat a little bit about how we abandon ourselves in our creative practice. And I've done this in two ways. The main way I see it playing out with my clients is that we find a we find something that works, that has been successful in the past, whether that's people buy our product, our art, our music, or we become known for it. So for me, it's couture embroidery. I'm a master artisan in that area, and people know me for that. Um, I'm also really working on my fashion illustration and watercolor painting, and I'm not good at that yet. I'm a complete beginner, so I'm not yet known for that. So I will often fall back into being that master area because that's what people know me for, and that's what people come to me for, as well as coaching. So, and then often if you work with a gallery, or if you've made sales with certain collectors or clients in the past, they want to see more of the same thing because they liked the energy of that thing. And for me, it's been a real temptation just to produce the same old shit over and over and over again. And I shouldn't call it shit because it's not. At one point for me, those items or that style or that subject lit me up from within, and it was truly a beautiful, authentic, creative, expression of my soul at that time. But it gets everything for me has a use by date, whether that's a month, a year, 10 years. I just get to a place where it's like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. It's just not. I'm doing it for the money, or I'm doing it to people please, or I'm doing it because people expect me to do that. And it's a bit of a tricky line to walk sometimes. The other area in my business that I have become really aware of this was several years ago. I stopped teaching workshops that didn't light me up. And I used to work for over 20 years. I worked for an adult education place, and people would come on weekends and do different subjects. And I would look at what was on trend in the creative, textile arts world, and I would develop a workshop around that and teach that workshop. And I would do it monthly. So it was like this continuous, think of what else can I teach? What's new, what's on trend, what do people want? And the turning point for me came when I taught a macrame workshop. Not that there's anything wrong with macrame, but a few years ago it was like having a real thing. It was right on trend. So I researched it and I made this up, and I wrote the workshop and I taught it very successfully. 25 people showed up, and yeah, we were crammed into a little room that was not purpose built for 25 people. There were 25 of them and one of me, and it was full on. So very successful financially, very successful from the attendees that came. They learnt what I'd promised I would teach them. But I came home and I was, one, physically and mentally exhausted, but more importantly, my soul was empty. I love teaching a room full of people. I always have. But this was just hard work. And it was hard work because it wasn't authentic. I had built, researched, and taught that workshop on money and on the need to put bums on seats. It did not light me up. I am not remotely interested in macrame or the finished objects of macrame. That's just my personal thing. And I really felt that I had prostituted myself, and I stopped. That was the final one. Now, this organisation was lovely and we had a great partnership, but they were always wanting more and something new and something new. And when they would advertise it, they would put new course, you know, not one that I'd repeated several times over the years. So there can often be, sorry, I've been sick, I'm still coughing. So there's often pressure from, yeah, outside of us to keep coming up with something new and keep performing. And for me, that just was not authentic. I just couldn't do it any longer. So I decided from that day forward that I would only offer workshops for that institution that came from my heart and came from my soul and that I truly loved and truly believed in. Um, Now, numbers did drop. I won't lie, they absolutely did, because I was then only catering to a smaller percentage of the community. But what I did get was true fulfillment from that soul perspective and truly beautiful connections with people who shared my passion and who loved, you know, and wanted to learn what I wanted to learn. And to me, that has more value. Mm, it really does. Not monetary value, but it has a heart value, a soul value. So I guess that's what I'm asking you to have a little look at today. How do you abandon yourself in your creative practice? Do you do work that no longer lights you up because you know it will sell? Do you do work that pleases other people because they expect that of you? You're known for it, you know. It's often hard to reinvent ourselves or to integrate newer aspects of ourselves and to stay with the same old, and show up in that area of safety. But that safety for me, turned into stagnation. And stagnation is not an energy that I want to live in or express myself in because it drains me. And as a highly sensitive, creative person, I like to feel fulfilled and I want to feel lit up and joyful. And I actually woke up this morning feeling really uplifted and excited to talk to you guys about self-abandonment. Now that's a bit weird, you know, it's like, yay, how was your day today, Crystal? Oh, I had the best day ever. I talked about self-abandonment. But seriously, there's something in there today that is lighting me up just as much as, yeah, working with beautiful watercolor paints or beautiful fabrics or beads or sequins or beautiful clothes. You know, those things are all the things that light me up. And today, talking to you about self-abandonment is doing exactly the same thing. And I think that's pretty incredible as well. I'm just cracking myself up a little bit about it. So tonight I'm going to do a bit of art journaling about that because I feel that I want to get it out of my head and into my body. So yeah, if you would like to explore that a little bit further, join me over in Patreon where we went a little bit deeper and looked at all the different areas of our lives where the self-abandonment comes into play. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you will take a little time out of your day or evening to contemplate where it is that you self-abandon yourself and how changing that behavior will change everything for you. Okay, from my heart to yours, I will see you again next week. Bye for now.